Welcome everyone. Time for an episode of What's on the Shelf. Today I have a 1939 GE radio. This radio was purchased by my grandfather in 1939. The war was going to break out soon, the World War II, and everyone was worried about communications. Archie worked as a Albany, New York police officer, and he had the opportunity to buy one of these radios before they got shipped overseas. Now that's the story that I was told. So Archie had this radio forever. It was always on his steam radiator in his living room, which wasn't really good for it, but somehow it got saved. And I'm going to turn it on and let you hear it. So now I'm going to turn it on and let you hear it. What you hear now is there's a 60 cycle hum in the background because the rectifier tubes are probably okay, but the capacitors on them are not. It's just time marches on. The old capacitors, condensers just can't take it. But it still works. We still have our amplifier working, which is a little loud. We had different bands that we could switch, shortwave. There's two different shortwaves and one standard broadcast. Right here is your micro indicator, right down here. You could really dial in very precisely. And I think that was the whole idea with the Second World War coming on and the shortwave features. I'll rotate it around the back so we could see it. In the meantime, I'm going to turn it off. So you can hear the 60 cycle hum. That's going to happen. I'm going to turn it down a little more. I don't know if you can see the filaments lighting up in the old tubes or not. Now, one caution, if you do find these old radios and amplifiers, don't just plug them in and touch that case right there. Because sometimes they don't have an isolation transformer and there's 120 volts on that case. Depends on how you plug it in. So let's not do that. But you can see the tuning capacitors back there. It does have an electronic eye on it, but it doesn't seem to be working today. So maybe that's going bye-bye. Yes, and this is what a schematic would look like back in 1941, 42. There was just as many people tinkering with radio then as there is now with computers. It had a really big following. And here's another look of schematics for the day. Back in 1942, this particular one is. And you needed people in the general population that understood electronics, how a tube works, and it would keep the development going in the country. Believe it or not, we relied on many inventors from the private field. So in closing, let's just take one more look at Grandpa's 1939 radio. And we'll turn the volume up just a little bit. Tune it in, and there she is. Goodbye for now. And thanks for watching.